Lucifer, once an angel bathed in celestial splendor, succumbed to the poison of envy and greed, falling into a downward spiral towards curse. In the richness of Latin, the name Lucifer resonates as he who brings light, while in Hebrew it means morning star, an allusion to his primordially luminous nature. He emerged, majestic, bright, and radiant, distinguished not only by his dazzling beauty but also by his high rank among the angels, rivaled in importance only by celestial figures such as Michael and Gabriel. As one of God's most revered angels, Lucifer occupied a pedestal of greatness in the celestial realm, imbued with almost unparalleled authority and respect. But marked by an infamous fate, he crossed the threshold of the forbidden by defying God himself, a rebellion inscribed in the sacred scriptures in Isaiah chapter 14, verses 12 to 15, outlining his tragic fall from splendor to shadow. How you fell from the heavens, O morning star, son of the dawn! How were you thrown to the earth, you who overthrew the nations? You who said in your heart, I will ascend to heaven. I will raise my throne above the stars of God. I will sit on the mount of the assembly on the highest point of the holy mountain. I will rise above the highest clouds. I will be like the Most High. But you will be thrown into the grave and into the depths of the pit. The biblical passage contained in Isaiah 14 portrays how a being as magnificent as Lucifer can be corrupted by pride to the point of creating a rebellion against his own father. This angel aimed to be the center of the universe, wishing that every celestial being would prostrate themselves at his feet in worship. For him, it was not enough to occupy a prominent place in the divine realm. His longing was transcendental. He aspired to nothing less than assuming God's own throne, seeking to convert his boundless ambition into reality. A story of desire, power, and the eternal search for the absolute. An important fact that you need to know is that Lucifer was an anointed cherub of God, and in this angelic class he had a direct relationship with the Creator. He was exalted for his beauty, but when he was seduced by pride, he decided to defy God and tried to be sovereign to God. It is said that in the sacred scriptures, Lucifer was possessed of incomparable splendor and was an entity whose history is intertwined with the beginnings of creation, which was endowed with a perfection and beauty that defied the limits of heaven. He was forged in the flames of divine wisdom and was a perfect example of celestial magnificence, a being whose brilliance rivaled the brilliance of the stars themselves. Adorned with a myriad of precious stones, every facet of his being reflected light in prisms of unimaginable colors, making his presence a spectacle of light and shadow, beauty and power. Lucifer had his pride inflated to the point of becoming envious due to the fact that he was a cherubim and had the right to be very close to the Creator. He walked through the sacred mountains of God, enveloped in melodies of worship. His wings were woven with the harmony of the heavens, and his essence was perfection and his wisdom. Yet beneath this surface of splendor, a proud heart began to beat, a heart that was not content with being one of the wonders of creation. Pride infiltrated his spirit like a subtle poison, eroding gratitude and transforming it into greed. He, who was among the highest of angels, began to harbor a forbidden desire, to rise not only among but above his peers, defying the very order established by the Creator. So from his high position, he fell. Vanity emerged as one of the cardinal sins in Lucifer's trajectory, catalyzing his angelic fall towards transformation into Satan. With each praise received, each affirmation of his power, his vanity not only flourished, but evolved into a dark entity, corroding the moral foundations of what had once been a shining angel. Lucifer, inflated by his own magnificence, questioned the need for submission to divine providence, enchanted by his own beauty, strength, and wisdom. Transformed, and now as Satan, he seeks to sow this same vanity in the human heart. In Genesis 3, the narrative of the serpent and Eve illustrates such an attempt where the beauty of a forbidden fruit captures all the attention, subverting the divine order through a desire for possession, seducing Eve into sin. Likewise, Satan employs vanity as a device to mislead countless souls, presenting them with the illusion of beauty, so that they become lost in their own desires. Satan's manipulations reached even King David, inciting him to the pride that preceded his gravest sin. The Bible reports that upon seeing Bathsheba, David was captured by her beauty, neglecting his duties before God and his role as leader of Israel. His involvement with the wife of a faithful servant culminated in adultery and later in an act of betrayal that led to her husband's death in the war. Thus, through a desire incited by vanity, the king succumbed to the condition of an adulterer and murderer. You must understand that Lucifer, still as an angel enveloped in light, possessed an unparalleled capacity for persuasion, which paradoxically intensified after his transformation through the shadows, becoming even more evident. In the book of Revelation, chapter 12, Lucifer, referred to as the dragon, mobilized a third of the heavenly angels to join his insurrection against the divine. With his singular eloquence, Lucifer unleashed a celestial conflict of unprecedented magnitude, confronting the legions of Michael, the archangel. The defeat and expulsion of Satan and his followers did not mean the end of his influence. To this day, its insidious presence continues to infiltrate our thoughts. I now invite you to take a reflective pause, a moment of introspection. Imagine, for a moment, what our world would be like if we had a third more angels guiding and illuminating us. Visualize the amount of additional light that could be directed to help us with the most varied daily missions. How could this celestial addition transform our existence? However, the enigma of its ability to influence heaven remains, to the point of converting divine creations against their creator. Lucifer, an entity of light as described in Ezekiel 28, wore resplendent garments of precious gems and was the anointed cherub with access to the holy mountain of God. This prestige alone made him stand out among the angels, but his association with music, symbolized by drums and flutes, suggests that he could lead celestial praises, exalting the Lord with divine harmonies. Thus, the conjecture arises among biblical scholars. What if Lucifer used his musical gift to seduce and command the angelic rebellion? Although Scripture does not provide definitive answers, it is undeniable that music plays a central role in influencing souls on earth. If Lucifer was responsible for orchestrating praise in heaven, it would not be implausible that he would continue to exert such influence here, taking advantage of the music industry to propagate messages contrary to Christian teachings. From lyrics that glorify lifestyles incompatible with Christian values to those that incite harmful behavior, music has become a fertile field for the dissemination of its doctrine. Given these reflections, it is imperative that we pay attention to the music we choose to listen to, so as not to become easy prey for the manipulations of Satan and his followers. Lucifer's trajectory makes us reflect on the duality of existence and the perennial struggle between light and darkness, highlighting how our choices can resonate with these ancestral forces. This narrative not only recounts the past, but resonates as an invitation to consider the impact of our actions and decisions on the present and future. Just as Lucifer was influenced by vanity and arrogance, we have to reflect on which influences we choose to embrace. How can we distinguish the true light from the deceptive reflections that, although attractive, take us away from our higher purpose? Therefore, Lucifer's saga does not end as a mere cautionary tale, but extends as a reflection on our capacity for discernment and action. In every melody we play or hear lies the chance to choose the harmony of the universe or succumb to the whispers that try to divert us from the path of authentic light. May this reflection be a starting point for a journey of conscious choices, always guiding us in search of true enlightenment.